Good morning, students. So we have discussed about the bracts and nectaries in the previous class. Right now we will discuss about the whorls of the sexuality. First of all, today's class we will start with the sexuality in the flowers. So on the basis of the essential whorls, you know the essential whorls of the flower. There are two essential whorls of the flower, that is androecium and gynoecium. The unit of androecium is the stamen and the unit of gynoecium is the carpel or pistil. So if a flower has both the essential whorls, then such flower will be known as bisexual flower or complete flower. Such bisexual flower or complete flower is also known as hermaphrodite flower. Okay, so it means when a flower will have both the sexual whorls which are essential for reproduction, then such flower is known as bisexual flower or complete flower. Why? In which sense it is saying complete flower? Because it is having both the essential whorls. Or hermaphrodite flower, because both the essential whorls or both the reproductive whorls of the flower is present. Okay. Now, when a flower will have only one of the essential whorl, then such flower will be known as unisexual flower or incomplete flower. Okay, understood it? Or imperfect flower. When a flower will have only one of the essential whorl, then such flower will be known as unisexual flower or the incomplete flower or the imperfect flower. This flower is also known as imperfect flower. Sorry, the arrow has moved upwards. Okay, but no issues. So unisexual flower is of two types, that is staminate flower and pistillate flower. Okay, so staminate flower will have stamen in it, whereas the pistillate flower will have pistil in it. So by the terms only you can remember, there is no need of any confusion. Staminate flower will have the stamens present in it and pistillate flower will have the pistils present in it. Okay, so staminate flower will have the male sexual whorl or male reproductive whorl in it. Pistillate flower will have the female reproductive whorl in it. Okay, so this will be the male flower and this will be the female flower. But when a flower does not have any of the essential whorls, then such flower is known as neuter flower. Okay, so on the basis of sexuality, the flowers are divided into three different categories, that is the bisexual flower, the unisexual flower and the neuter flower. Bisexual flower will have both the essential whorls present in it. Uni, as the name is suggesting, will have only one essential whorl or sexual whorl of the flower present in it. It may be either staminate flower or the pistillate flower. The staminate flower will have the stamen present in it and the pistillate flower will have the pistils in it. Whereas the neuter flower will have none of the essential whorls present in it. Example of bisexual flower is hibiscus, rose, lily, tomato. Example of a staminate flower, you have to find out one example. Okay, so papaya. So when papaya is there, so it will come in the example of both the staminate flower as well as in the pistillate flower. So that is why you must have observed in your locality that certain papaya plant, it grows well but it is not having any fruiting at all. It means that plant is the plant which is containing the flowers which are male flowers. And in the locality, if any such papaya plant is there which will have the fruitings on it, it means that plant is the female plant, flower having the flower which are pistillate flower. So we need not to cut down such papaya plant because it is essential so that the pollen grains from the staminate flower of the papaya plant should reach to the pollen stigma of the pistillate flower of the papaya plant. So that is essential for the reproduction. Okay. neuter flower is not having any of the essential whorls present in it. The example is the ray florets of sunflower. Okay. Now we have to see the fusion of sepals and petals. The whorl of sepal is known as calyx and the whorl of petal is known as corolla. Okay. So we can say, calyx, you have to understand the meaning of poly and gamo. As the term is suggesting, poly it means many, gamo it means one. So when the sepals are free from each other, it will be known as polysepalous. And when the sepals are united to each other into one, or united to each other from the base to the margin, such sepals are known as gamosepalous. Okay, understood it? Polysepalous, it means when the sepals are free from each other. Okay, and when the sepals are free from each other, there are many sepals, so that is why it will be known as polysepalous. But when the sepals are united and forming a cup shaped structure like this, it will be known as gamosepalous. Okay, in the same manner, corolla also will show the fusion. So when the petals are united to each other, like in this case, the petals are united to each other, it will be known as gamopetalous. And when the petals are free from each other, it will be known as polypetalous. Okay, so you need to write down the definition. In the previous slide, you need to write down the definition of bisexual flower. You need to write down the definition of unisexual flower. You need to write down the definition of a staminate and pistillate flower. And you need to write down the definition of neuter flower. With all that definition, you need to write down the example also. Okay. In the next part, that is fusion of sepals and petals. So you need to differentiate between the gamosepalous and polysepalous on the basis of the definition and example. Okay. In the same manner, you have to differentiate between the polypetalous and gamopetalous, again on the basis of definition and example. I hope you must have understood the definition. When the sepals are free from each other, it is known as polysepalous. When the sepals are united to each other, it is known as, or fused to each other, it is known as gamosepalous. In the same manner, when the petals are free from each other, it is known as polypetalous, and when the petals are united or fused together, it is known as gamopetalous. Okay, with the examples you will write down. So both gamosepalous, polysepalous, gamopetalous, polypetalous, you will differentiate, and differentiation should be done on the basis of definition and example. Now we have to see what is epicalyx and episepal. Okay, so epi it means above. So in a whorl of calyx, above the calyx is known as epicalyx, and the unit of epicalyx will be known as episepal. So this will be known as episepal, and the whorl of calyx above the calyx is known as epicalyx. The example is hibiscus. Okay, so it is commonly observed in the hibiscus. We have already discussed about the structure, location and function of the sepals and petals. So this is all about today. Next class we will be starting with the androecium and gynoecium. Thank you everyone. You have to, one more homework, you have to also draw the diagram of these two diagram in your copy, and this diagram also in your copy. Okay, so I hope you must have understood your homework as well as the content which we have discussed right now. Thank you everyone.